What's good, YouTube? In today's video, we're continuing our mini truck build. If you haven't watched the last 2 episodes on the series, I suggest you go watch them now because we've done quite a few things and it's only gonna get better. Now, everybody was telling me to lower it. So that's what we're doing in this episode. Let's get to it. Now, we left off where we installed the wheels and the spacers. As you guys could see, it looks atrocious. Look at all this gap, bro. Look at all this gap. That shit's crazy. And the rear, same shit. But with the 1.5 inch spacers, honestly, it's not bad. Now, you guys already know this whole mini truck build is on a budget. Now, we've spent a lot of money so far because of the damn spacers and lug nuts we had to get for the wheels on the last episode. Now, I'm going to put up the total of what we've spent so far. And then we had to spend some more because obviously we're not driving around in a monster truck mini truck. Monster truck mini truck. Yeah, that works. Let me show you guys what we got, okay? So, I've never ever lowered a truck. Now, I get the entire process behind it. Some trucks have coilovers and leaf springs. So, the easiest drop kit for a truck is usually a flip kit. You basically flip the rear axle and whatever. So that's what we got here. It's a flip kit for the rear. For the front, we're just gonna have to DIY it because we're on a budget and this was only $80. If we would have bought the one that comes with the front springs, it was $180. I can make those springs way shorter for less than $100. So let's get to it. You guys already know. Take off the wheels. Aw, darn it. Took some. Basically, all we're doing is, as you guys can see right now, the axle is under the leaf spring. We're gonna flip it. So we're gonna put the axle above the leaf spring. And then all you'll do is put this shit and this like that. Something like that. I'll show you guys better once we actually start doing it. So we have to do both sides at the same time just because I only want to have to drop the axle once. So let me go do the other side, take off the wheel, and we'll go from there. Alright, so first step is to actually remove the U-bolts. So we're gonna do that. They're just 18 mils. Alright, so fast forward a little bit. I took out the first bolt. Now, issue second bolt. So from what I saw, they took out this. But this is a nut, meaning the bolt screws in this way. But there's this big metal fucking piece right here. The bolt's not gonna come out. So what I think I'm gonna do is take off this top one. As you see, the nut or the bolt starts here. So it'll be able to be pulled out. And then virtually same thing, it's just a little bit higher. Alright, so now that this part and that part is off, let's replicate the same thing on the other side. Alright, so the leaf spring mounts are off. Now we just have to take off the leaf spring. So I'm going to lower the jack. The jack stand should hold up the frame. Alright, so I'm sure I didn't have to take off the strut, but I unbolted it. Just figured it was going to be easier. So now it finally came off. You just got to remove it from that top part, and then we will flip it. Man, these leaf spring low key. There it is. I think it's probably easier if I do this one side, and then we go to the other side to do it, because the rear axle is going to keep moving around if I keep finagling with it. jack up the diff as high as we can. I heard we might need to remove these bump stops, but if it hits on it, it hits on it. We're just gonna jack it up as high as we can, and then we can throw the leaf spring under it and start assembling it. All right, so I have it jacked up, not as far as it'll go, but quite a bit. I think it should be enough for me to start re-putting on the leaf spring, and then we will lower this down onto the leaf springs. Boom. We making progress, boy. Nothing's tightened, only because in the video it said that the instructions say to only tighten everything once the weight of the vehicle is on it. So we're gonna wait for that. I put the other one on same way I did this one. So we're gonna see if we can at least line this side up. Well, now we need to let the impact charge for like an hour. So straight up by hand it's gonna be. All right, took us a little bit, but this side is fully installed. Now I'm gonna put the the drum back on and finish doing that side, because for some reason on that side the little centering pin on this bracket didn't go in all the way, so I gotta take it off and do that. All right, so both sides are on now. We can put the spacers and the wheels back on, drop the truck, take off the jack stands, and then we'll tie in all the bolts one more time. Moment of truth. You guys are seeing it before I see it. Nah, this bitch is squatted. Ew, it needs way lower. Yo, I'm tripping. Honestly, it's not bad. It's just squatted. All right, so that's basically it for the rear. Let me tighten up all the bolts one more time just to make sure it's all safe and dandy, and then we'll start up with the front. Squatted one. All right, come on. Just gonna roll it out. I lost my e-brake. I don't know why. That's actually kind of crazy. Take it around the block. This shit looks fucking hilarious, bro. I'm fucking dying. Yo, nah, this shit looks fucking ridiculous. How do people drive squatted? Like, this shit's actually crazy. I mean, I think it's fucking hilarious because we're not driving it like this forever, but like, this thing is so funny, bro. All right, so now that we drove it around the block, let's start working on the front. Let's go. All right, so first thing we gotta remove is lug nuts and the spacer, of course. Or spacer we can leave in there for now. Boom. Let's do it. All right, so we finally took off the spring from the driver's side, and we have it right here. Now when I measure the spring, it's roughly a little bit like 1/8 over 16 inches. So what I think we're gonna do is, because we lowered the rear 5, we need to drop this around 3 to keep it even. What I'm gonna do is cut, I think half a spring would be 1. So I think we're gonna cut a full spring, if not 2. Let me think this through real quick. So we're gonna cut 1.5, okay? We're just gonna time lapse this because it's just angle grinder stuff, okay? Okay, so now that the spring is cut, I ended up cutting it from the bottom part because the bottom part was already kind of like angled. The top part sits very flush. So I left the top part like that and just cut the bottom. Either way, it's gonna go down. So let's just put everything back together. Same way as taking it apart. And yeah, let's get to it. All right, so finally finished this side. Took us way longer than expected. Gonna throw on the wheel and see how it looks while it's on the floor. If it's good enough, we'll start the other side. Nah, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Right? There's no way. What do you mean? All right, so this looks the same. And I don't even know if I lowered it, but I need to trust the process because obviously it's just cut springs. It's not like it's a coilover, so it won't automatically just be low. I'm gonna cut the other side and then we'll be back and see where it's at. So this side was a little more complex. For some reason, Ford decides not to make them the exact same. So like the bottom arm, yeah, they're the same, but the bolts are different for some reason. But yeah, I already cut this one, same thing, 1.5 coils. Hopefully this gets us even all around. I know we were still a little bit squatted, so hopefully this kind of evens it out. Let's put it all back and see where it goes. I just finished the other side of the front. I'm gonna put the wheel on, we'll lower it, and hopefully it's roughly even. If not, yeah, so unfortunately it still has a little squat to it, but to be honest, it's a little bit better than it was, and those haven't fully set yet, so hopefully it's a little bit lower. If anything, I do think we'll probably end up going in again and maybe cutting another ring and a half just to kind of try and even it out. But I do like the stance compared to how it was beforehand. Shit, I mean, it's not as low as we wanted it or I wanted it to be, but I got to get over the fact that I can't just slam everything, and you know, I don't want to have to deal with all those problems, at least with the truck. It does look a little bit better, and with these wheels, I love it. So I can't wait. You guys stay tuned for the next episode. We're gonna go crazy. I found some crazy on Marketplace and I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned. You will see that next week. I appreciate all you guys. Hit the like, subscribe, and we'll be back on the next one.